Trump didn't just stumble into the White House with a loud mouth and a killer tan. He's been sniffing out the globalist scam since the 80s. Picture it. 1987. He's on the Oprah Winfrey Show, tearing into Japan for ripping us off on trade. In 88, he's splashing full-page ads in newspapers like the New York Times, blasting the U.S. for bankrolling rich allies while our workers starve by 2000. He's penning "The America We Deserve," sounding the alarm on trade deficits and endless wars sucking the lifeblood out of this country. This man's been a one-man crusade against the establishment for decades. Fast forward to 2025, Trump's back in the Oval Office, and he's not the rookie he was in 2016. He's a battle-scarred warrior, tearing up globalist garbage like the UN's 2030 agenda, which he called a blueprint for slavery in a March 2025 speech. He's renegotiating every lopsided trade deal, bringing factories roaring back to life, steel plants in Ohio, tech hubs in Michigan, auto jobs in Detroit. By 2026, manufacturing jobs are up 15%, and the globalists are choking on their kale smoothies. But here's where it gets juicy. Trump's got a secret weapon in his bloodline. His uncle, John G. Trump, was no ordinary Joe. This MIT genius got his hands on Nikola Tesla's papers in '43 after the mad inventor kicked the bucket. Tesla was cooking up death rays, free energy, maybe even tech to map the Earth's guts. Officially, John said it was nothing special. Oh, come on. You think a brain like that misses the good stuff? Word on the street, and this is straight from Conspiracy Alley. John cracked Tesla's codes, maybe stumbled on blueprints for hidden bases or energy tech the elites wanted buried. And young Donald? He's at the family table, ears wide open, soaking up the lore. This ain't just politics, it's a legacy. And Trump's hunting the deep state's darkest corners with ancestral fire. Why's Trump so relentless? Because he's got the family playbook. He's not just fighting trade deals. He's after the shadow empire that's been pulling the strings since Eisenhower's day. Let's talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room, the military-industrial complex. Back in 1961, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a five-star general who'd seen the belly of the beast, dropped a bombshell in his farewell speech. He warned us. A cabal of defense contractors, Pentagon brass, and political insiders was getting too powerful, threatening our liberty. He saw it. Endless wars, bloated budgets, all to fatten the wallets of the war machine. And guess what, patriots? It's only gotten uglier. In 2023, the U.S. shelled out $886 billion on defense, more than the next 10 countries combined. But here's the creepy part. Where's all that cash really going? Audits show 21 trillion with a T, unaccounted for in Pentagon budgets since 1998. That's not a typo, folks. Conspiracy nuts. And yeah, I'm one of them. Say it's not just sloppy accounting. It's funding black projects, off-book bases, and a shadow government ready to pounce when the time's right. Eisenhower's ghost is screaming. He knew this beast would devour us if we didn't chain it up. Let's bring in a new player, General Curtis LeMay, a Cold War hawk who ran the Strategic Air Command. This guy was all about power projection, pushing for bases and budgets that dwarfed reason. His legacy lives on in the Pentagon's obsession with secrecy. Could LeMay's blueprints for fortified bunkers tie to today's hidden networks? It's no secret the military-industrial complex thrives on fear. Fear of Russia, China, or the next big boogeyman. But what if they're manufacturing that fear to keep the cash flowing? If these secret budgets are real, what's the end game? Think about it. $21 trillion could build entire cities, but instead, it's vanishing into projects we'll never see. Are they prepping for a takeover, a new world order? The implications are chilling. Unelected insiders, armed to the teeth, ready to rule from the shadows. Now enter Elon Musk, tech titan. He's running the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, because this guy's got style and a sense of humor. Musk's not just trimming fat, he's taking a flamethrower to the system. By 2027, he's slashed trillions in wasteful spending, fired thousands of do-nothing bureaucrats, and redirected cash to American priorities. Roads, bridges, factories, jobs. The Rust Belt's humming again, and Main Street's got hope. But here's the real gut punch. Musk's uncovering billions in unaccounted funds, vanishing into the military-industrial complex's black hole. His Doge team is digging like bloodhounds, tracing trails to the Pentagon's dirty laundry, secret projects, maybe even continuity of government setups. In 2026, a leaked Doge report, quickly buried by the media, hints at $500 billion siphoned into classified infrastructure. What's that mean? Bunkers? Surveillance grids? Nobody's talking, but Musk's got the elites sweating. Let's add another player, Vivek Ramaswamy, the biotech entrepreneur turned Trump ally. He's advising Doge, sniffing out corporate government collusion. Ramaswamy's been vocal about big tech and defense contractors cozying up to the feds, and his intel's helping Musk zero in on the money trails. Could his Wall Street connections be feeding Doge insider tips? It's plausible. He's got the brains and the guts to play that game. Why is Musk so dangerous to these slime balls? Because he's following the money, and it's leading straight to the military-industrial complex's darkest secrets. If he keeps digging, what else might he find? Secret tech, hidden alliances. The possibilities are terrifying. COG, the deep state's panic button. Let's talk continuity of government, or COG. Sounds like a yawn, right? Wrong. It's the deep state's golden ticket to total domination. COG was built to keep the government running during a catastrophe. Nukes, asteroids, alien invasions, you name it. It's got bunkers like Cheyenne Mountain in Colorado and Raven Rock in Pennsylvania, ready to weather Armageddon. After September 11th, they flipped it on, called it temporary. But what if they're dying to crank it up again? Here's the scary truth. COG's a loaded gun. Declare a big enough emergency, and they could lock down the country, ditch elected leaders, and run the show from fortified hidey holes. Raven Rock can house 3,000 elites with decades of food. Think about that. And who's bankrolling it? The military-industrial complex, siphoning billions from defense budgets. In 2024, COG-related spending was buried in a $1.7 trillion omnibus bill. Nobody blinked. Musk's cuts are starving their COG machine, and the shadow players are losing their minds. Another character steps in, Edward Snowden, the NSA whistleblower exiled in Russia. His 2013 leaks exposed mass surveillance, but he's hinted at deeper programs tied to COG. Could Snowden know about off-book bases or emergency protocols? He's stayed quiet, but his cryptic posts on X in 2025 suggest he's watching Trump and Musk closely. Is he a wild card feeding them intel through back channels? Pure speculation, but it's not impossible. If COG's being weaponized, what does that mean for us? Imagine unelected insiders, backed by the military-industrial complex, declaring a crisis to seize power. Could they stage a pandemic? A cyber attack? Or worse? The fact that COG's funded through secret budgets raises red flags. The trigger? A possible cyber crisis too perfect to trust. Picture this. It's 2027 and a cyber attack blacks out the power grid. 50 million homes go dark, cities grind to a halt, and the media's screaming, "Russia did it!" But Trump's not swallowing that hogwash. The timing's too perfect. Right when Musk's budget cuts are gutting the military-industrial complex's cash flow. Rumors fly, COG's warming up, emergency protocols are on deck. The deep state's cornered, and a crisis like this could be their ticket to claw back control. Trump and Musk aren't twiddling their thumbs. They've got teams, cybersecurity gurus, whistleblowers, even private hackers, tracing the attack. By 2028, leaks hit X, shady Pentagon contracts tied to grid vulnerabilities, insiders who turned a blind eye, and defense contractors like Lockheed Martin raking in billions for cyber defense that failed. The public's livid, polls show 60% smell a setup and trust in the systems in the toilet. The elites wanted chaos. Instead, they're getting burned. Here's a new name. Catherine Maher, ex-CEO of NPR and a World Economic Forum darling. She's been linked to government-funded NGOs, and whispers say she's a gatekeeper for deep state narratives. Could she be shaping the media's Russia spin to cover the attack's true source? It's speculation, but her globalist ties make you wonder. Why is this attack so fishy? Because it reeks of a false flag, cooked up by the military-industrial complex to save their bacon. If they can't control the narrative, what's their next move? A bigger crisis? A staged war? The possibilities are alarming. Will the globalists strike back? It's the world of corruption versus the American people, and Trump won't get out of their way. This fight's not just in D.C., it's global. The World Economic Forum's foaming at the mouth, pushing their Great Reset to sabotage Trump's America First agenda. China and the EU slap sanctions, trying to tank our economy. But Trump's not blinking. He's hitting back with tariffs, forging new trade alliances with countries like India and Brazil. By 2029, America's GDP's up 4%. We're energy independent, and manufacturing's booming. Steel mills roaring, factories humming. The globalists are on their knees, but they're not done. They'll slink off, rebrand, and come back swinging. The military-industrial complex is their muscle, thriving on endless wars and bloated contracts. They're in bed with globalists, pushing conflicts to keep America tethered to their game. In 2025, defense stocks like Raytheon and Boeing spiked 20% when sanctions hit. Coincidence? I don't think so. Trump and Musk are starving their war machine, and they hate it. Another player, Klaus Schwab, the WEF's head honcho. He's been preaching global governance for years, and his stakeholder capitalism smells like a one-world government scam. Could Schwab's network be coordinating with Pentagon insiders to undermine Trump? It's a stretch, but his influence over global elites makes it worth asking. Why do they despise Trump and Musk? Because every factory reopened, every job brought home. It's a stake through their globalist hearts. If America breaks free, what happens to their power? They're fighting for their lives. Bottom line, your freedom's on the line. Here's the raw deal, patriots. Trump and Musk are dismantling a machine built to crush you. The military-industrial complex, the deep state, the globalists, they're all tentacles of the same slimy octopus.